always do it this time.
Howdy Crystal Conclave, it's NESHY. We hit up locals today with unreliable Conclave Control. We are so back, baby. Enough of this Revolution, Synchron, Golden Rule. We're just keeping it simple. And we ended up going undefeated today, which is kind of awesome because I feel the most comfortable with this deck. Just keep it simple, Conclave Control, baby. Let's get into it. I'm going to show you what I was playing today. It's nothing like too special. By the way, we did win a nice box of DUNE. Awesome. Even if I pull Rev Synchron, I'm not going to play it. It just gets too complicated. If Ruby was a 4, honestly, we would play Rev Synchron. But yeah, we're actually doing triple Zenith now that we have Golden Rule, because I am playing one Golden Rule in this deck. And I'll explain to you why 8 Crystal Beasts is now the move. Basically, 8's perfect because you search 2 Crystal Beasts off Bond, 1 off of Pegasus, special summon 1 off Zenith, search 1 off Salvation, special 1 off Conclave, and crystallize 2 from Rule. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's why 8's perfect for this deck. And it's like, it works because in Conclave Control when you're playing 7, there are times when you want like 7.5 almost, but you also don't want to brick on them. But bricking on Zenith is like fine because you can Golden Rule special them from hand. Golden Rule is amazing today. I can get into that once I get into the spells.
It's a custom card.
Yeah, literal custom card. Kind of awesome that we're able to play that in this deck. Yeah, this is the lineup, the 1 Garnet of the deck. Zenith has to add them from deck to hand in order to special summon 1 from deck. But it's great because if you open it, you can always Awakening effect. The only hand trap we're playing is Droll. It's just that format, you know, post DUNE, I don't want to get hit with Synchron, Vanadium, and Pearly gets hit by this, which is awesome. And this is just the most impactful hand trap if I'm going to play any. And then 3 Fenrir for more non-engine. And what's great is we actually are playing Wraithsoth, which we can search, and then search Fenrir, which is awesome.
Wow.
And he just solves a lot of Crystal Beast problems. Puts on a lot of pressure. If you can't afford Fenrir, you can main deck There Can Be Only One. It's a great option. But Fenrir just adds so much pressure and gives the deck interaction that it otherwise wouldn't have. The crystal spells, the whole lineup here. I'll call goods crystal spell too. So we're playing 2 bond, 2 goods instead of 3 goods, 1 bond. You want to keep it 7 Pegasus, 3 Pegasus, 2 bond, 2 goods. Otherwise you'll run into more diminishing returns. But honestly, this is like perfect. So triple bridge, searches for anything not once per turn. It got ashed a couple times today, which is awesome. And Heart is literally a custom card, same with Rule. Rule was putting in work all day, but you don't really want to see it. You want to search it most of all. Puts on pressure by not getting, if you get hit by Droll, then you could still put on a ton of pressure with Golden Rule. You can't really do that with Bond or Awakening. And so Golden Rule just gives an extra versatility that the deck didn't otherwise have. And that's why we're not playing 3 Awakening. You replace the 3rd Awakening with a Golden Rule. Otherwise, this is just the standard lineup. Bond is, you could play a 3rd goods instead of the 2nd bond, but it's great being able to search a 2nd bond, especially because we're playing 8 names now, so you're able to resolve more than 1 per duel pretty often. And then more of the spells, double field spell, which we could search off Salvation, which we could dump off Awakening or goods. Search Fenrir, and then this was the MVP all day, honestly. My matchups today were round 1 Virtual World, which this did okay against. Round 2 Unchained, which this was the MVP.
Card's crazy.
Dragon Link, this was the MVP. Round 4 Marincess, this was the MVP. Literally, you do what you got to do, but Crystal Beast is so unique in being able to play this and search it that this is our best foothold in this meta. Is just this plus Baguska, and that's the end board. I don't want to get hit by Talents or Thrust. I'm not activating any monster effects. I'm literally just Baguska sleeping on the Necrovalley. And then this being able to go 2nd search Fenrir gives goods secondary utility and being able to break boards. But Necrovalley is also just amazing going 2nd as well. I think people cutting Necrovalley from their overdrive list are on something else. I don't think that's correct at all. Other spells remaining, Prosperity for consistency, you're always banishing 6. And Super Poly. We can main deck Super Poly because our extra deck is just a toolbox, and we could just play the fusions. We have Mud Dragon, Garua, and Draco Equist if I was playing against Synchron or Manadium, but I didn't play against any of those. And you could play a third Super Poly, but called by didn't want to get ashed or drolled. Respect those way too much. Salvation. One play I did was I made Dugaras. I wanted to draw into more non-engine, so I activated Dugaras effect to draw 2 and pitch 1. I chained Awakening to search Salvation, and then I just drew 2 and pitched the Salvation, because Awakening could just add it to hand. So that was just a lot of value, and then the rest of the traps. So only one Conclave, even though this is called Conclave Control. What? Are you kidding me? Honestly, Conclave Control is just the historic name for it. It's been there since before the structure deck. But honestly, it's still called Conclave Control because you use the Conclave to win. Because you're not using Rainbow Dragon to win. You're just using the Crystal Beast without Rainbow Dragon. And I think that's why it's still called Conclave Control, because it's also just super catchy. And then Double Miracle, you gotta play it because I'm sick of getting even lead or just getting hit with Duster. You always want to play... you set up Double Miracle, games 2 and 3, sided going first, because you just get hit with all the blowouts. I'll run through the extra and side deck real quick. Shout outs to Jesse for helping us today. And we're just playing hat format, literal toolbox rank 4s.
Jeez.
Tornado Dragon didn't come up. Cowboy is awesome for time. Dweller didn't come up. Chidori's amazing at breaking boards and OTKing and like baiting cards. Dingirsu didn't come up. This was MVP. This was MVP. This was pretty all right. What sucks about the Dugaras play I talked about, I drew into 2 Prosperity. So
Oh my god.
that was awful.
Did you cowboy anyone for game today?
So game 3, last round, we did go into time, but I couldn't get to Cowboy, so we tied, and then we rolled, and I won the roll.
Nice.
Because I have the power of anime on my side. No, all glory above me. We have Zodiac Engine, which is like, this was insane today too. Being able to just normal summon a Pegasus and make double Zeus, like format Zeus, like one Pegasus puts on so much pressure. And that's one thing that I see a lot of Conclave Control players doing is like, you kind of go all in with Heart first, but you don't want to do that. You just want to see how far one normal summon Sapphire Pegasus can get you, whether it's Chidori to bait cards, or format Zeus, or an untargetable, indestructible Baguska. Assault mode Baguska is a nightmare against decks like Labyrinth. 2 links, discard outlet for Salvation, and then this is if I face anything spooky. And then our Super Poly targets. Generic, and then specifically against like Barone plus Dragon Synchro.
Dissipator.
Yeah. Barone plus Dissipator, or
Crimson Dragon stops
Crimson
that too.
Dragon.
So you don't get
Barone.
Calamity locked, which
Exactly.
feels very bad.
Exactly. I don't want to get turn skipped.
Would you run Starving Venom as a 4th Super Poly target?
See, that's the thing is Starving Venom, these hit both of the attributes that Starving does, right? If I have 2 Dark Monsters on my opponent's side of the field, these 2 cover both of them already.
Very true.
But if I did want to add like another card, it'd probably be like a second Garua, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm only main decking 2 Super Poly and I'm siding the 3rd. So that's no big deal. Side deck real quick. You could play Gamma Seal instead of Shifter, but Shifter's just too strong in this local specifically.
Yeah, where everyone's playing a graveyard deck.
Shoutouts to Joey for lending me his thrusts. You could definitely play a 3rd instead of like Super Poly or D Barrier. But being able to search evenly matched, or I just thrusted for Foolish Burial Goods, and that's just really amazing.
Wow.
These are the going first cards. These didn't come up to none of those. These are the only cards that came up. None of these came up. This is the field spell that you search against Cash.
Yeah, what does that one do?
Side out Necrovalley and play Cold Zone. So when any player summons a monster, it immediately gets popped and replaced with a token. So
What?
they special summon something, then it gets popped, and then they have a token. Then they can't special summon any more Cashes except for Scareclaw and Tier Cash.
Damn, that's pretty good.
It's better than Necrovalley for sure.
Yeah, especially against Cash. That's a crazy good tech. I've never even heard of that. That's so smart.
And since Cash is the best deck, you have to dedicate a side deck slot to it for sure. At least one, so it's nice. But yeah, that's the deck. I appreciate you guys watching. We're so back with Conclave Control, baby. It feels great to be back with that. I mean, it's awesome being able to overdrive effect, 11k attack, you cannot contest.
11k attack, you cannot contest.
But at the same time, Konami didn't fix the inherent issues with drawing the bricky beasts. You know, Rule is great, being able to summon from hand, and Heart being able to actually normal summon, but it doesn't fix the fundamental issue. It just gives band-aids to the already existing problem. So until that gets fixed, I don't think I'm going to be playing Overdrive competitively. It's awesome casually, 100%, but Conclave Control's the move, I think, if you want to play competitively in 2023. So shout outs to Brian for holding the camera. I appreciate you. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.